Hey folks, I was just about to cut some flanges out for a exhaust cutoff system I'm building. I made some freehand before and they were kind of junky and trashy and I just didn't like anything about them. They were overly heavy, the angles were wrong, so I just cut it all apart and started from scratch. The old way it was the saddle would come straight off the pipe like that. The new one, as you can see, comes off at an angle like that. Will be welded on. And then this will have flanges welded on like that. I was just about to cut out said flanges from this template that I'd made. Shouldn't say I made, my wife made this. So I was about to cut that out. I marked it all out in chalk on this piece of 1/4 inch plate I have. And I set up a little paint stir stick just as a straight edge to guide the plasma cutter. When I realized, I remember last time I was using it, it was cutting a little crappy. I mean, I've had this for, I think it's coming up 2 years, something like that. And I've never changed anything in the end. I've had to do nothing with it. It just worked fantastic. Last time it was sputtering a little bit. So I'm going to pop it open and take a look. So let's just stop here and I'll move you guys over to the workbench and we'll see what's what. All right, here we are. I've got it in the vise. If you're putting yours in a vise, don't squish it too hard. These are just plastic, delicate bits in there. You just want it to hold it so it's easier to work with. I mean, if you're doing this yourself and not filming it, you probably don't even need to do this. Just hold it. For once in my life, I was smart enough to think ahead and ordered a bunch of consumables when I ordered the plasma cutter. I thought, I probably won't use it enough that I'll need all those, but you know what? They were, I think it was $80 for this box, which seemed fairly expensive, but I don't know. If I got to change these tips every year, there's enough tips in here to probably last me till I die, so I don't think it was a bad deal. So the ceramic tip here and cup, whatever you want to call it, just screws off counterclockwise as you'd expect. It's not too bad. It's got some markings on it, but there's nothing to indicate I should replace it. So we'll just set that aside for now. This is the tip. You can see it's kind of gunky. It's melted and burnt and the hole's a little covered up. So there's that. And then there's this little plastic insulator that goes between this and this. We'll just take that off and it looks fine also. But here's the tip. Here's the damage. Can you guys see that? There it goes. Okay. Just hold this up so you guys can see the difference between the two end that's not been used and the burnt end. See that? So that's all burnt and melted. And that's what it should look like. It should have a somewhat pointy, rounded tip. Let's see, where's the camera? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. And this is how it looks. So I'm guessing there's your problem, lady. So we'll set those aside, open it up. Assuming this box is the ceramic cups. It is. What do we got here? 10 of them. 10 ceramic cups. Again, I don't think I need to change it. I don't see anything wrong with it, so we're going to leave those alone. Got some of these little white insulators. I think that one's okay, so we'll leave it alone. I've got one loose end in here. 2 loose ends. Does my Ziploc baggie have a hole? It doesn't, but what the heck? Let's put them back in here. Well, let's leave that one out. We'll put that there. And we'll get also one of these tips. So when do these ones look longer? Wait a minute. I don't know. They're exactly the same. Okay, so there's the new one. Here's the old one. Side by side. Side by each. And let's see how much is burnt off the tip. So there's how the tip should look. There you go. Pretty neat. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take this. It doesn't matter which way you put it into the gun. Both ends are the same. Theoretically, you can flip this and reuse this tip. And I could, I don't know, but I'm just going to replace it. If I got it apart, I'm going to replace it. Suppose you can save these for an emergency in case you're out. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just toss that in the box. These, I suppose if you had to, could be cleaned up and reused. So let's chuck that in there. Set that down in there. Put your little white spacer insulator on there. Your new tip, shiny. Again, let's just compare that to the old one to make sure everything's the same. Looks pretty good to me. Put that on there. Screw this back together. Just finger tight. That's all you need. Close this up. Here's some sheets of copper I got to make an exhaust gasket for this. Little thicker than I wanted, 18 gauge. I wanted 20, but it'll work. I'll heat it and it'll soften it up. I'll heat it before I install it, and that should soften it right up. Okay, I'm gonna take it off and let's go try a cut with this. So I'll go set you up over there. Hold on a second. All right, folks, here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm using this paint marker as a guide for the torch just to get somewhat decent straight lines. What I'm going to do, I've got a blanket covering up anything under the table. It works good, catches any dross or any molten metal that falls off. I'm going to be wearing gloves, some welding glasses. I'm not wearing my full face shield. I should. Don't do what I do. Just do what you do. Don't blame me. Yeah, that's it. So we're at 40 amps. We're going to start cutting here. Let's give her a go. Hopefully we're grounded good enough here, but let's give her a try. Of course, the air compressor kicks on. turn the amps up a little bit. Well, that's the post flow. Let's try 45. Let's see. That should be able to be hammered out by now. It's one triangle. Now, here's the other one. That's it. So the plasma is working. That's it. It needed a tip change. Works well. Avoid dragging your tip on the metal. It'll muck up your end. Sometimes it happens. Anyway, that's it. I'm not the best plasma cutter. I cut things maybe 3-4 times a year at the most. Stuff like this, a few times a year. So, thanks for watching. You got any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll answer them the best I can. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like the video. Have a great day. See you later.